all, and welcome. Here we are again. Let me share, because I still have to do that manually, because I still can't go into the here we are. So let me share this. Wait a moment. I'll have to do this manually. So, done. Here we are once again. For round, the video says it, I think, the title says it, round 8, I think, of season 7 ALR. We're here at the Temple of Speed, as they call it, which is Monza. And that also means that we're past halfway, I think. We had 2, 4, 6, 7 races, and now we got 2, 4, 6, 7. So we're halfway now. And it's always a nice time to make up the balance, if we say that correctly, in how the situation is now in the season. So I did my ultimate best to get standings up to date, drivers and constructors, so I can go through them. In the meantime, everybody is joining. There has to be a full grid. That would also be very, very nice. I must say, a big compliment already to everyone in Tier 5, because attendance rates are the best here from, if I compare it to all the other tiers. So well done all. So yeah, let me go to the standings of here after last week's Austrian Grand Prix, won by David back then, after a very nice and cool fight with a lot of other drivers, but he still won. It was his 3rd win of the season. So he's closing in on Louis, who has 4 wins this season, but he has been more consistent than Louis, who also missed a race, and that's the reason why he leads with 139 points. And his gap to Louis has increased last time around, since Louis only finished in P7 after a lot of misfortune events for him. He is still 2nd with 125, and still those two are fighting for the driver's title here in Tier 5. Because there is a gap of almost 2 victories, 49 points to Kamit, who is now in 3rd. He's also very consistent since round 3. He didn't score points in the first 2 races. He is now solid in P3. He even will be 3rd after this race. He finished 2nd last time around. And 4th in the standings is also a man that is also consistent since round 4, and that's Lucas in the AlphaTauri. He's 4th with 50 points. He also finished on the podium, his 2nd podium of the year. For Kamich, it was his 3rd. And after Lucas, It's kind of close in the standings with Rob in P5 with 46. He finished 4th last time around, has 1 podium. He's equally in 5th with Croker, who has 46 points. 2. Will in 7th with 41, then Brother Rula with 34 in 8th. BH is 9th with 32, and Johnny is in P10 with 27, and after that we have Kurva with 20, Pyro with 19, Snapicho with 12, Ella with 10, together with Reaper and Crushteer, and then Robin with 8, Eli with 5, and Jidda or Olive with 2, and the rest doesn't have any points. And we kind of selected a little bit in this tier, since there are some reserves or people that weren't really racing, so we really shifted a little bit, and we have five good active reserves, I think. And then the constructors, and that's, well, a little bit more, the side of the constructors is kind of the side you saw in the last couple of years in the real life world, with Mercedes being solid in the lead. They have 171 points, pairing of Louis and Bob, and they are 24 points ahead of Haas, but Haas is technically a one driver team at the moment, since I don't think Robin will be here, and I think this was Robin's final chance. So there will be a new driver and a half from next week onwards. So, because he only attributed a couple of points to the 147, which almost all come from David. McLaren is in 3rd. Most of it thanks to Kabich, with Reaper as his teammate. They are 2 points ahead of AlphaTauri, with also predominantly Lucas scoring the points over Wallarula. However, Wallarula was kind of solid in the first 5 races of the season. He only didn't score in the last 2 races. Williams is in 5th with 73. Ferrari in 6th with 66. Alpine is 7th with 32. That's 1 more than Alfa Romeo with 31. Red Bull has 12 and Aston Martin has 10. So that's the case. And we have 19 drivers, so I think we can go. Yeah, we are going. There is a late call. Someone is not coming. I think it must be the Aston Martin. Yeah, the second Aston Martin. So that's Nichols again. So he's also on the brink of not of losing his full-time seat. So here we go. Da 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 da. No way, I don't have 11 viewers. That's kinda a lot. And I didn't even tag the stream with @everyone. To be honest, I don't know where the other 2 streams are. Isn't Matt supposed to stream? At least I can't see the stream of Matt. And yeah, there is no stream for tier 6 because we're still in the search for a commentator. So if you know anyone, we had some people that wanted to say that they could do it, but those are drivers that race on the Sunday. That's not really helping because you have to race on that day, so you can't commentate like another tier or even your own tier. So if there is a commentator for tier 6 will be nice, because I could take over if Alu Palu could be here more regularly, because I'm kinda free every Sunday now, but I thought it was at least important to give a stream of a full-time grid, and to be honest, I did a lot of tier 5 streams, so so I can at least say that we're searching for a new comms. So, and that's settled as well. I think a lot of people are already going out. So it looks dry and nice and everything. Let me see. First on track is an Alpha Tauri. Not this one. Should be Lucas now, I think. Yeah, he's gone. So, yeah, we are going to see a lot of high top speeds. Let's see on which tires are people. There are a lot of drivers on mediums. I think if I go through all the names, I think there are some new names. Well, Chipo has a reserve, but I don't think he's new. He drove at least one other race. And I think Vitor is new. He's a new reserve. So I heard that I don't have game sound. But yeah. Oh, welcome all people in the chat. Welcome. We're looking at Lucas. He's doing his first lap. He is purple in the second sector and hasn't been validated so far, so that's very good to see. And behind him is a half, but he's not on the lap, so I must assume that it would be Louis driving there. But first Lucas. That's a very short line. And he goes with a 1:21.3 to the fastest lap. And apparently Louis was a big moment there. But it didn't cost him his lap. Laps are coming in. Kavic is going fastest, 21 flat. Kurva and Olaf also with valid laps, but a lot of people driving into trains, and we see Louis spin coming out of the Parabolica, which is now named differently, but I just keep calling it Parabolica. And Lucas is out. How is he out? Okay, he lost big time then, because you have some runoff over there, so that's actually kind of weird to see. And people are really trying to get some trains. I don't have game sound. Maybe I can fix that, I'm sorry. Okay, never mind. So people are in, Lucy is out, Victor is on a lap out, David is also on a lap, he's coming to the final corner there. And 12 drivers at a time, David is the 13th and he goes 21 flat 2, the same as Kavic, but Rob has taken the fastest lap with a 20.9. And there are some guys putting laps on the mediums, but they are slowest of the pack so far, so want to know why I don't have sound. Why? I know it's good in stream, but it's not good for me. Oh. Let's go with the new driver we got here, Vitor, with our new reserve. Let's see how he compares to the pace of the other drivers. I don't. Is that wouldn't be valid if I would take that line, but I think it's because he slowed down a little bit through that corner. So he comes through the front. He's going not that particularly quick, and he's also coming into the pit. So Louis going for a second lap. His first was ruined by a spin, but also in another attempt is crushed here. There are some yellow flags, especially at the second variante. So, oh no, and that's over. That's quali over for crushed here. He completely lost it out of Lesmo 2, and he will start at the back of the grid. That's one thing we know for sure. And let's see, Louis also coming through the crash site, but the car has been removed. He can go on. Also, Eli is on his first lap. So it's a drop now for David Kavic. The Quoker is fourth. Lucas also retired. We of course saw that. And is in P5. So I don't think he will start very down the bottom, but maybe a lot of cars can improve and go at least quicker than he goes. And there comes Louis across the line in a 19.7. Whoa, that's impressive. That's really there's not even tier 2 players, I would assume. In tier 2 they have effort with they have difficulties with doing 119s. And Eli is, I think, maybe starting a lap now, since that first lap was a 31.8. So that's not particularly quick. Okay. So BH coming towards the line now. He also has to have a first real lap since 27.4 is, I don't think, a very serious attempt. And he does so, 21.2. Goes P5. And I think Ella is... Oh no, he's coming in because he didn't validate it. Invalidated. Maybe Eli the legitimate option now, but he's very low on the rest now. So that's a big gap, and it's real Mercedes dominance here at Monza, like there was in some years before. 120.9 P4 for him. Croker coming through the final corner. And he goes to P5 at a 21 flat, slightly quicker than David, who still has to a little bit more to get a good. And Kamich is going out of the way, so I think there's someone else, maybe some of the new guys, or Snapici is also on a lap, yeah, but Victor also, they still have to set a lap. And everyone, well, there are some guys who set their best lap still on the mediums, like Reaper, Pyro and Jipoa. And that's still a valid lap. He's getting the toe from the McLaren there a little bit. And let's see what he can do. P11, 21.6. And Snapice goes for a real push lap now, I think. Since a 1:35.4 is not really that competitive. I think Reaper is also on the lap. He also wants to be quicker, I assume. Don't think he is driving here around for P16 in quali. And he improves in quite good actually. 21.1, so that's good, a good place in the setup. And I think, maybe the David who is coming to the final corner now. Yeah, he should be able to go quicker, I hope. Or he starts a lap now, I think. There's also an Aston Martin coming. That's Ella who's also starting a lap. Olive is going into the pits. Pyro now through the final corner goes a little bit wide. Looked a little bit sketchy there, but... And he also improves, also goes into the 21.1. So, good stuff here. And there's also an improvement, I think, by Roller Ruler or so, or by Vitor maybe. He also goes into the 21.1, and then it's kind of quiet on track now. And potentially only Ella is on a wheel. He doesn't show in pit on my screen. Is that not weird? There's only one Aston Martin. Oh, that was fucked up. But he invalidated anyway now, so... I think we have to wait now. This is it for... Yeah, I don't think anyone is now on a lap, so... That's a very weird line to take into the pit. To be honest, you're not really allowed to cross the white lines at the entry. And of course I'm not saying that at each track, because not at each track you could cut them, but Ella found a way to even cut them on a track like Italy. So yeah, they're going out, and the Ferraris are at the front, trying to make the best of their home Grand Prix. Much appreciate the Ferrari gets to a good result here. And are they going to give each other a toe? That's the question. Those are kind of a big deal here. It'll take a while before they are start finish line, but yeah. Last try. I don't know, man. Oh. Oh. Now I have game sound. I fucked it up. Yeah, I know BR. That's not a tier 5 time by Louis. That's no way possible. So I have one. Well, Curva is set in his lap. I have one thing to do now. Unfortunately, sorry. Since I tried to fix it, I have to set other stuff back at how it was. Stop. Oh, this is better. This is way better. Kurva. He's not going to be the first one. His teammate is in front of him, so. So it's Quoker Oat, who also got a little bit of a toe there from, I think, a Williams. But yeah, that was BH. BH is going P5, and then Quoker takes over P5. They're all around the 21 flat, 20.9. I think Kurva invalidated. There is a Williams giving a toe to some Alfa Romeos. But I think only Snapice is on a lap. But he invalidated that one. There are a lot of cars now only starting their final approach. I think Olive was on a lap, so he is going to try and improve, and he doesn't, but maybe he can go another lap. I would think so, he can. Kavic is done, Louis is of course done. Yeah, that's not really a big surprise that Louis is done, because what a mad lap that was. Valarula comes towards the line, and he also still continues. Then we must have Ella, but he invalidated, so Brop is really going to time it out until the line. DH is on a cool down, I think, so it are the Ferraris, and it is Kurva getting a toe by Quoker. He has to benefit from it now, yeah? He should benefit from it now. He should improve. He doesn't. He doesn't. Okay, interesting. So there are some guys already finishing. Pyro is one of them. I think Drop jumped. Oh no, David. It was David jumped to P2, 20.5 by an inch over Brop with 8/100. So very close for him, but David keeps close to his championship rival, but 7/10 is the gap in qualification. That's incredible. Olive goes 11th with another 21.1. And I think Eli is next across the line. He's not improving, but he already set a very good time at 20.9. Gipoa goes 14th with 21.5. And I think then Ella has to come. Oh, he did another validation. Man. So only Will and Brop are left. Oh, Brop can maybe improve if he timed this right. Will is now only in 15th and improves in time but not in position. Means that Lucas, although he retired very early, only finishes in P13 in quali, and that's end of quali. Louis is always quick, but not by this significant margin. He is not like 8/10 quicker than the rest, and he's even behind in the championship. So, Brop doing a really good job for Mercedes team-wise. Kavic also close, and BH. It's a very tight battle for P2, I unfortunately have to say. Eli in 6th, Quoker 7th, Pyro good qualification, same for Reaper. I think Vitor is in the right tier with qualifying in P10. It's just quicker than Olive, Rula, a little bit unfortunate by Lucas, he's only in 13th because of that. Gipoa, Will, Kurva, Snapice never did a real time, and Ella invalidated everything he had, and Crusher didn't, well, he crashed, we saw. So, we're going to start immediately, like last week, because Formation Lab glitch is, there are some signs, I've received some signs that it's not every time again, but the glitch is still apparently present, so. So it is up to the drivers to select not their setup, but select their strategy. quickly, but they always do. So looks dry and sunny. Can rain, of course, in Monza. It could, but not this time, or at least not at the start of the race. So, here we go. Here we are. 5 red lights coming up. And we're good start from everybody. People in the back a little bit wide at some occasions. David already on the inside of Louis, but Louis stretching it through. And behind that it's Brab and Quoker and Kamich and BH is almost already on the grass. A horrible first corner for Reaper, I assume, because he's way down. And back to the front, David is trying it again into the second variante. Clipping the curb on the inside. Louis went a little bit deep. David tries again. But Louis so far has done what he should be doing. Retaining the lead. Brab also still very close. They are side by side here with Olive and Pyro, and Olive I couldn't say, and he is also trying to already make the move on BH, and there is a VC. So everybody slow down. Tires, interesting. It was a very good start for Lucas, but I think also something happened to him and his teammate, and also to some other driver, because Reaper had some issues in turn 1 and is already again up to 15th. And only 4 drivers on the mediums, Ella, Snapietje and the boat Alpha Tauris. So we'll see if there are some drivers going into the pits for some repairs. Should be a good one-stopper here. And let me see in how well everyone did at the start. Good start, especially from Will. He went up 6 places, but not a majestic start for someone. There are some drivers that gained 4, but yeah, if there are 3 guys having major problems at the back, it's very easily to gain 4 position from the back. It's also very good what Olive did. He also went up by 4, and only Lucas went in for repairs. And Olive had not respected his delta, so he has a drive-through, and I think PH got the same. So that's unfortunate for those two. But we're back racing. And it's still close at the front with David trying to follow Louis, which will be remarkable enough if you saw the pace in quali. And they already are a second clear of the teammate of Louis, who is doing the excellent Valtteri Bottas style lifting, which he should do. It's good for the constructors, but Mercedes is already a win ahead in the constructors. And there are people pitting for the drive-through, and BH immediately gets another penalty for speeding. Vitor at the fastest lap, 27.3, and it's going very close now indeed for P3. We have Kabic now closing up to Quoker, who was very close to Brab, but had a very bad exit out of the first variante. I all call them the first and the second variante. I know they have an official slightly different name, but I don't care. But no imminent attack over there. Brab really trying to get into the DRS. He can really help Louis by getting up the pressure on David. And both are very good with their ERS, and there are yellow flags because Jiboa retired. And that means a VSC. Let's see what happens with him. Oh, he's on the outside of this corner. That's weird, man. He's already in AI, but So he is unfortunately deferred retirement, but there is a VSG because of that. Not even the exit of Lesmo 2, just entry. Like he clipped someone or collapsed with someone. So clashed. So yeah, pit stops. Lucas went to the hards. He really wanted to try and go to the end, and Christian went also to the pit. Croker has decided that this VSC was already enough and early enough for him to box. Maybe he needs a change of front wing. So maybe he was. However, no, he was not close to Gipoa, so that wouldn't really make sense. And he goes to another set of softs. So he is going for 2-stop, definitely. And yeah, I think he will be safe out in front. So DRS enabled. And David still very much on the tail of Louis. What we want to see, of course. And they both are very good. Yeah, they both, after this season, they both are going to promote for sure. And yeah, especially, surely to tier 3, the best Sunday tier. I must admit that they both belong in tier 3. But we got some overtakes here with the Ferrari and the Aston Martin. Curva passing Ella. Ella is on the mediums, and now it's time for Reaper to try and benefit from the fact that he's on the softs. And he goes very wide, gives Ella a lot of room even to come back. But there is another straight and another DRS, and I know that I miss a pass for the lead now. There are more passes here, by the way. Vitor passing Pyro, and David did it. Going into turn 1, he is ahead of Louis now. While they battle along at the back, or in the midfield more. And maybe Louis is fine with it for the moment. He looks like he is. Indeed, we saw a pass for P5 between Vitor and Pyro. Oh, Vitor going wide, clipped a little bit of cross, lost a lot of speed, and Pyro is back into P5. The same moment Lucas is putting in the fastest lap, and Reaper is still working on Ella and Curva. Curva can't really get away from it, and let's now at least focus back to the front. Louis tried going into Ascari, but was on the outside, and he's now really gonna, if he's smart, he takes the DRS for the next straight, of course. But yeah, doesn't want to, yeah, he has the DRS. He's now on the outside a little bit. This is an easy move. He's already alongside, and he's surely got the DRS. Lots of respect and room given here. David with the fastest lap, but Rob is 5/10 quicker, and catching back up to those two. And Vitor set in another fastest lap with a 23.5. They already have the ghosted car of Crustier there. Eli also going for the move on Pyro, and another one over here. It's Curva who already lost out to Ella, and now we see Reaper also passing, while BH goes to the fastest lap, and also side by side here between Rollerula and Snapiche. So I think we can already conclude after 6 laps that there was enough battling to look forward on, and these two remain close to each other. But I don't think there's any time and room now for Snapiche to make the move now. I also got to say that Curva lost 2 positions in 2 straights, but trying to hang on to Reaper. I got the DRS now. He is not catching up enough. He is close, but he's not like catching up quickly enough into on that straight. And those are basically the 2 closest. However, Pyro is trying to keep in touch with Eli. Louis with a 22.9 lap time turn coming down very quickly. Yeah, to be honest, if Louis and David, and there is a safety car, for what? For Lucas who DNF'd on the exit of Lesbo 2. So that's our third retirement, since Christie is also retired. And they're going very slow here. Oh no, not another Delta problem. Anna should be there, yeah. Yeah, to be honest, those two, especially Louis, shows drops of tier 1 pace, and I think VR can... you can say what tier 1 pace is, you would know the best, so... Yeah. But yeah, it's not even de facto. They have a lot of pace, and last time in Austria they were really battling with other drivers, but you could see that they had the DRS advantage like all the time. So, Croker is in, going for hards. He is not the only one, also PH and Olive are on hards. The rest is still on the lap, on the tire that they started on. But are there going to be pit stops? And yes, they are. Louis in, David in. Is Brob going for the double? Oh, Merc with the double. They can do it in real life. Can they do it quickly in the game? I am afraid that he needs to wait a little bit at least, yeah. This is going to cost him positions, unfortunately. And he probably have to wait. You see the queue in the background. He can join behind the Alfa Romeo. But he at least lost the place on Kabic. And only 4 drivers went on, I think, or 3 even. So Vitor is now very close. Then we got Pyro, Ella, Kurva, Eli and Will, and they are doing all kinds of strategies. Ella and Will went to another set of softs. There were some guys who went to mediums and some guys that went to hards. And 3 drivers that stayed out, meaning that Reaper is now in the lead in front of Rollerula. Louis even in P3 has a buffer with other Alfa Romeo behind him. On David now. Rob, well, he only lost 1 position to Kabic because of the delay in the pits. And okay, interesting stuff here. I'm hungry, by the way. So we will wait until the safety car comes in. And everybody is still in the mix. So Lisa Creeper is the only one that didn't use the safety car. To get rid of his softs, which is remarkable. Maybe he wants to lead the race. Impossible. Hard runners are on a great stretch. Yeah, I think so, because you can easily make it. This is something... No, I don't know. I also think in Tier 4 there was the safety car around this point, but I started on the hard, so I had to continue, but I was able to switch late on. Oh no, I remember. There was like, I started on the hards in Tier 4, and there was a safety car around lap 12, 13, and I started on the hards, and they said if you want to go to the softs, you have to pit in 16, so I didn't pit immediately after the safety car, but like 1 lap before it went into the pit, so I was sure that I would make it until the end, on softs, on new softs, but I was at the back. And eventually in the end, it almost brought me P2, that strategy. But then in the final lap, I came across a spinning Alpha Tauri I can remember. So the soft to hard strategy is a good one. But if you're on the mediums, you can benefit from a safety car in around 5 laps time. Not if the safety car is like triggered immediately, because that's a free pit stop then the softs, to the softs. But trust me, you want to be on the softs in the final 8 laps. it's nice to do. Oh, Walker is in again. I think, yeah, he thinks mediums can be done, and I'm already at the back, so let's go. We're still waiting, of course, for him now, but I think we will go back racing after this lap. How is Reaper gonna defend with his stops? There are some guys that, yeah, can at least try to make it to the end. But it can catch you out in the final lap, to be honest, if you pit to the hard too soon. Safety car in. So let's go to Reaper. This is always a very nice angle to have during a restart. There we go. Here we go. And David is in the gearbox of... no. That's Snapiche being in the gearbox of Louis, trying to make a move on the outside, goes fully over the curb and is now losing out the position to David. And maybe even to Kamich. He really made a run for his money on Louis, because he was behind him. Now he has to defend against Kamich. And does so successfully for now. Louis with a good run on Rallarula. He should be able to make easy work of him. While further at the back, Brab here on the inside of Lesmo 2 on Kamich, who is off track, and that's gonna cost him a lot of positions in this phase of the race, of course. Just after a safety car, Brab trying to defend, but Peter takes a look at the inside, couldn't make it stick there, and now they just go on. And I think at the front Louis is really stick to the back of Ronnarula and has David back on his tail, so the buffer that there was for a moment with Snapiche is gone now, and maybe David is going to get a double toe over here. He's using though, but in similar fashion as Louis, and it's not enough. It's not enough, but Rula has a little bit of a poor exit. However, blocking a little bit the progress of Louis over there. Further at the back, we got Snapiche getting passed by Brab, and Louis now on the inside of Rula. David has to choose, and he chooses to join him, and he's gonna make it. However, gonna make it? Yeah, he's gonna make it. By the way, that's solid and very clever driving by Rotherwood. He knows that this is not his battle to fight, and so both are true. More to the back, Snapiche is also experiencing the fact that he's on, much worse tires than the cars around him. He has ALR trying a move on him. still there. He's still there. Oh, they're gonna have to compromise there. That curve is very, very dangerous to twitch. And it gave Vitor the excellent run to make a double pass on this straight. And he does so successfully, yes. Great stuff by the new driver there. Really impressive. Oh, and some contact there. Somebody had a bad exit. And I'm still in front of Snapiche. At the front we have Reaper. Still trying to defend, but I don't think he can do a lot about Louis over there. And now it's just a matter of time before David will join him. It's more the question on which side David will push it. He will go around the outside, Fernando Alonso style there. And he is up into P2. And he has to stay close to Louis. If he loses the DRS, I think he's gone. Further, Rollerula still stays close, and how did it end over here? It ended with contact and a car in the wall, and that's Will, who was at the back of this fight. And he has to wait now. Okay, yeah, he can continue, but he's lost a massive part of his front wing there. Very unfortunate. Elan making the move back on Vitor, using his tire advantage. Yeah, that would also be... I still am confused why Reaper is still out. He can make it until the heart. Yellow's in sector 3. Oh. No, it was Eli. It was Eli. Reaper, well, I think he heard us. He's finally pitting. So we still have the fact that people are apparently ignoring yellow flags. Louis and David are creating a gap to the rest of the field, still close to each other, and it's now Brob, who benefited from the fact that Kabitz went a little bit wide, of course, while making a move on him, so he is basically back in the position where he was before the double pit stops, and he's trying to move here on the inside of Lesmo 1 on Rollerula, and I think he successfully did. And I'm not sure if he has to be aware of a move back on it. Wow, okay. And that is because Rula used a lot more ERS, but he has gained the position back because of that. Further down we got the Alfa Romeos now battling, and I think Snapiche being clever and giving people the space, he can also pit, but maybe he wants to do a medium soft run. It's a very... Oh, and Quoker really lost it there, and almost being clipped by his teammates. I think he goes it anyway, but he lost it in the second part of Ascari, misses his whole front wing, and this is unfortunately ruining his race. He has to go to the pitch and hope for a safety car. So Louis and David say, oh, Rob, what happened? What did he do? He went on like the lawnmower, like Bottas once did. I know he's in the car of Bottas, but that's a very strange place to, without anyone close. Well, there were some cars close to him, but there wasn't really someone alongside him that was pushing him off, so he just lost it and made a small detour through the grass, and it cost him a vital position on Ella, who is making a research through the field, because he's easily making light work of Rollerula here, and he is up into P3. Maybe some revenge from last week. Last week Ella was really in contention for a good result, but I think I can remember correctly that he bottled it himself. Apologies if that was not the case, but I think that was the case. To be honest, you can easily spin of Austria. If you don't put it in the fastest lap, 22.6, he really has to score the point for Aston Martin, because they are last in the constructors. Yo, what is this fake battle? This is not a fake battle, it's just Will losing it again. But this is a fake battle. Look at this. Whoa, he's gonna pass him. Whoa. Look at that. There. Yeah, well. Is this how Alpha Tauris are being made? I'm not sure. Too Red Bull. Maybe I think I don't want to watch this any longer. Drop closing back in on Rollarula. A position where he was already fighting for a couple of laps ago. And I don't know what Louis did. I think he used some of his ERS. Oh, they both did. They both suddenly did, and suddenly David is almost 3 seconds behind. Oh, and Rula goes in. He goes for my strategy, but then even more controversial. He's going to the softs, he must be. And Vitor is in, he's on... He must have had damage then, I think. Another 5 seconds speeding. No. He boxes after 7 laps on the hards, and it's mainly because there is a VSC, but it's gonna cost him some positions. Not that many, because a lot of drivers decide to pit because the VSC was timed well. And to be honest, you can make it until the end on the softs now, so he joins just ahead of his teammates for today. Eli. Oh no, this fake battle is for P10 now. Oh, come on. Let's get away. And it's still VSC. And if it goes on to be a long VSC, no, VRS is enabled. So we continue. And Vitor is, I think, kind of safe from Eli since he's on the hard tires. Maybe Reaper can have a shot on Rollarula, who just pitted to softs. VC came on an excellent time for him, and he can score some big points, to be honest, because he is like the main man in the front on new softs. Ella has to pit, the other 4 are going to be tight with their tires, and Reaper is going to make it till the end because he's on the mediums, and he's putting in a bold move there, going into Parabolica, going a little bit, I want to say a little bit wide. He goes kind of wide now, losing the position again, and he does have DRS though. Eli with a bottle job with Parabolica, I think so. AI cars are pitting, so that's good, and we don't have to see that mess. Yeah, I think Vitor pitted because of like the VSC, but at some moments you don't need to use the VSC as a free pit stop, and I think this was one of them. However, he only lost 1 or 2 positions basically with it, because everyone else thought, wait, that's also a clever idea to do. So yeah. And Reaper is completely out of ERS. Go save some. Just use the DRS to save some. This is my advice. Well, basically nobody on the hards anymore because Olive is not really in this race. And Ella, well, his softs should be going through the end of their lifetime, while PH gets another fastest lap. If he grabs the fastest lap, that's his 3rd of the season already. But Ella is going to try and challenge David and gets a penalty while closing in on him. And to be honest, David can cover him ERS wise. Goes ultra defensive there on the run into Ascari. But to be honest, Ella has to pit. no way that he's going to do 18, 19 laps on softs. But no, David. Does David know that? Oh, okay. Well, he was very cautious into that corner. That was safe to see. Oh. Huh? Oh. Wait, what? I thought someone is pitting, so it should be Ella. Well, not. Does he have damage? No. Yeah, to the stops I can understand, but... Okay, so they're committed to the 2-stop. Well, okay. Can be. But he's going to be in traffic? Oh, wait, not really. He is behind Curva though, but he's not really in traffic. And Vitor is now closing in, and we got a very exciting battle coming here. And yeah, David is going to pass Curva easily, maybe already into Variante if he... Oh. Curva had none of it. Oh, when David went over the sausage curve, I did that too. And really, it makes sure that your car gets out of control. I can assure you. And he gets a penalty, so that was a horrible sequence of corners for him. So, yeah, I was also being put in the stewards by pushing someone slightly off track just after I went over that curve. You can't control your car, trust me. Trust me. That's just unfortunate. But yeah, you should be clear of David, to be honest. Goes for another set of softs. And to be honest, he has a good strategy. A good plan B strategy, because no way that this was his initial strategy, but he has a good strategy. And is he going to make it compared to Curva? I don't think so. Curva has a little bit more full-top speed, and David also coming there on the inside of Rula. He really wants to make sure that he is on the tail of Ella, because he's basically now... A lap ago I said he wasn't really competing with Ella, but now he is. Now he's really fighting with him. So he has to stay close to him, and he gets help from Ferrari now. And there's a one big battle forming over here. Because also Vitor is joining, even Reaper is joining, they're very close to each other. There's a little flag, and I'm deploying everything. Curva trying to defend, but he can't really. And Ella is through and David too. Maybe to the cusp from another morning, but this was crucial for both of them. And now Rula is also alongside with Curva, who can make it till the end, but he is in a big clusterfuck of cars. Going a little bit wide on entry there, has to pay attention of the Alpine that's very close behind him. Super lovely camera angle, this one. And I feel sorry for him because he's losing 4 positions in 4 corners, but that's the deal if you have to deal with all new, brand new soft runners. He is still there. I don't know if he pushed Vitor a little bit on the curve, but Vitor was very cautious into that first corner. Now this only brings Reaper back into this battle, who doesn't have a tire on though, but yeah. Good fight, lot of fight. The only thing is that I don't understand the strategy of David here. Because he opened the door for a Mercedes 1-2 now. Vitor now making the move on Curva. Again. And I think he's clear now. And Reaper should be able to follow him maybe. Should be, because he's on fresher mediums. He's using a lot going into the Parabolica, but it can happen that he lost his DRS with this. No, he doesn't. He didn't. And more up ahead, David on the inside of Ella. And if they are on equal tires, David makes sure he passes Ella and fights his way around him. Going into P3. But still, Brob is not going to lose 16 seconds in 4 laps. Suddenly, I think. So I think the one stopper was the better strategy. Almost sure of it. So yeah. Oh, Ella is still close. He had a very good run through Ascari and he's really trying it on this part of the track. I would say just wait for your DRS to get. Well, he will eventually get the DRS anyway. Lots of cars, although with penalties, I think in tier 4 there were a significant amount less. But the Mercedes, Rula, they are doing fine. Ella again in the attack here, but he's on the outside. David defending the inside. Wants to go for a switchback maybe. David prevents it. Really has to battle here. He has 14 points of an advantage on Louis and he is set to lose 10 or even 13 points on him. Making the championship more exciting once again. However, Curva still close on Reaper and PH is closing in now. He is also on kinda new softs. Has been in the mid part of the field for a majority of the race. And he's now gonna try to pass Curva, who's lagging. Oh! I was very close. If Ella is in the DRS, he can pass David. Oh, he can almost pass David. But when it's the other way around, David easily passes Ella. But yeah, side by side through turn 1. No Hamilton Verstappen thing, and he is passed. And Reaper goes in. Oh no, man. Yeah, I know softs for 3 laps, man. That you could have done it. There are guys. Oh, that's sad to see here, because it drops him out of the points. If I don't count penalties, of course. But this battle goes with a lot of respect, to be honest, so that's very good to see. Especially after the Stewart post Ella was in after last race, so that's very good improvement. So they're still very close. It's also BH now harassing the back of Curva, who's really committing to that one-stop strategy with a long shift on the mediums. Oh, there's almost no room there. And I don't know if that was because of lag. Very little room. But he is it's not going to see him again this race. So over here we got a second battle for P5. Impressive run by our rookie Vitor. And David does it again, passing Ella. He has to make sure to pass Ella at the right moment. 2 laps to go. Ella trying on the inside, which becomes the outside for the second variante. And David positioning his car very well over there. Ella trying again. He's already past him. They have to time it. The winner of the battle will be the one that times his final attack. And I see David is in a good position. going into the final lap as the second car. I think that's the best thing to do. So final lap, it's going to be a masterclass from the Mercedes guys. Louis wasn't really... Oh, and David for the dummy. And he went for the move. And he did it. He made the corner. Now the only thing he has to do is try to prevent the counter attack here. And let's go to brake late, yeah. Or not, no. He knows he can pass him on the other straight because he done that multiple times in this race. But yeah, impressive stuff by the Mercedes guys, to be honest. Let's give Louis some attention here because he, well, I thought it would be a walk in the park for him. In the second part of the race it was, and Louis takes his 5th win of the season and making the championship more exciting again. Brock making it a good 1-2 for Mercedes, who really got their firm grip on the constructors. And behind that, Ella is going to try to do the final corner. David gives him room. Maybe he knows something we don't know about penalties, but if this is the case, oh my god. Yeah, David knew he was going to lose this battle penalty-wise, but they finished only 87 thousandths of each other on track. Rula even almost got David penalty-wise, since he had none of them. Vitor finishing in a very impressive P6 in his first race. P8 7th, Kapic, after an off and an extra stop, I think. Dude, yeah, not scoring a lot of points. He had a little bit of a miserable race this afternoon. Kurva making his strategy also work with some points, and Kapic takes the final one, mainly because Reaper went for another set of tires. Maybe he had to switch a front wing, I don't know, I didn't saw his pit stop, but it cost him the points, and unfortunately also Pyro just missed out on points because he is finishing in P12. Good race, not so much of a big battle for the lead, there was though, but not between a lot of drivers, but it was very entertaining to see once again. Mercedes. To be honest, finally, I already saw the raw pace of Ella last week. He's fairly driver of the day. Didn't put it in a lap, but drives himself to P3. David though, he's losing 13 points on Louis. He was 14 points ahead, but gains another point for the fastest lap, so he will be 2 points ahead. Rula in 5th, Vitor 6th, BH7, Kamitz, Kurva, Snavice, Reaper, Pyro, then Quoker in the same lap. And basically all the other drivers DNF'd or were not really in the race. Maybe Will was, but Oliver crashed your board. Oh, and Eli retired. Oh yeah, I knew that. So, this is it for this time. Championship intensifying, with only 6 rounds left after this one. So, yeah, we have some drivers that are definitely not tier 5 pace, but at least we got a championship battle, so... And indeed, next up is Monaco, so... Oh, that's going to be wonderful. That's going to be wonderful. Thank you all for joining. I will try to put the next stream on the main channel of ALR, but every time, because I just moved houses, so I have a new IP address, and I have to log in with a special security code, because you're logging in from a new device, and the code for that goes to the phone of of RDO, so I have to make sure that he is online in the hour before the race, and he wasn't for 2 times in a row. So, but otherwise, I will make sure to post the link in the stream link, and I hope you all had a wonderful time, and stay safe, and see you hopefully next week.